BBC News School Report Live. In recent news, there have been some political conflicts between China and Japan as the two states have been arguing over a series of islands on the west coast of Japan. But is this really the case, people are asking? An argument has been ongoing between both sides for over 120 years now. Most people claim it was during the First Sino-Japanese War, when both sides were trying to argue over who would get ownership over Korea. However, it seems more likely that it would be starting over the Second Sino-Japanese War, which overlapped the Second World War. At this time, Japan was trying to dominate China in order to gain all its raw materials and other goods for war achievements. The two sides never really recovered from this war, and tension has been rising ever since, so it comes as no surprise that the two superpowers hate each other to the extent they do today. Now tension rises even further when a general of China, whose name remains anonymous, announced over a dinner table that war didn't just seem probable, but almost certainly inevitable. He stated that the islands held symbolic value and that they could show their better in both military and political forms by placing the Chinese flag on these islands. But is all this really worth it for the symbolic value of these islands, or is there really a different reason for there to be conflict? It seems more likely that China wants to go to war against Japan simply because they hate them so much. This seems like the more likely verdict when the general commented on a monument in Japan listing the lives lost in both wars and accusing the Japanese for honouring war criminals. Photographs have been taken in the streets of China where citizens hold up banners stating "Japanese killed." So this is probably the more likely argument for there to be conflict. And what is Japan's part to play in this? There isn't really much to say about them except for they also hate China. So recently though, Japan have claimed ownership of 3 of these islands, creating mass anger and disapproval in China, which will surely lead to worse things yet to come. But whose fault is it really? Is it Japan's for invading and mercilessly killing the people of China, or is it China's fault for not letting a political mistake made half a century ago? And if the Third Sino-Japanese War would break out, what would be its consequences, and how would people react 100 years after the First World War?